You do, but you won't fit through. So I wouldn't go through yet. I would signal left. I would. It makes sense. And can you remember what your old instructor taught you? You need to be going more than that.
And I would use the slip rod.
Yes. So if the slip rod is there, it's there to be utilized. So you'll use that to build up speed. So if you cannot travel at 70, completely fine. But if you can travel more than 50 and you refuse to, for whatever your reason, it wouldn't be marked down very well on your test sheet.
Probably I couldn't handle the car, that's why maybe.
We'll see. This car will. Let's see how well you handle it. Yeah. Increase, 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 increase. Lovely. And relax. Carry on going. Travel at a speed that you are always in control of your car. But the tighter you hold the wheel, the harder it will be for you to steer. Go faster. It's okay. I'm in the car. I'll help you. Don't grip the wheel so tight. Carry on going. Carry on going. You're driving fine. There's no issue at all. Now we can see our traffic lights. Keep going. Come on. Keep going. Don't get nervous. Take a deep breath. You'll be fine. Lovely. Now look in the rear view mirror. Continue going. And now look at where you would need to stop. Lovely. When the line disappears, stop. Yeah. Just where it disappears. That's fine. And then grab that, please. Okay. At the roundabout, take the second exit, go ahead. Now look in your right door mirror, get closer to the center line, and now look to your right, look for a reason if you need to stop, and you can continue. There's no reason to be stopping. Stay in this lane. Yeah, good. That's fine. Now cancel your signal because it's not necessary. Okay, you moved out with the van, perfectly fine.
Yeah, but my other instructor said
Let the van go.
Yeah, first, then you can move.
No, it was safe. You looked. We knew there's nothing coming. You made that check. You were satisfied that there wasn't anybody there. You were satisfied. Now, the reason why your old instructor said to you, "Don't go with the van," is because you would then be letting the van make the judgment call for you. It's a bit like you and I going to shop together and me relying on the money that you have in your purse to go shopping. So I don't know, you could have £10 in your purse, you could have £500 in your purse. But if I want to buy a dress for £20 and you've only got £10, well, I'm not buying it. So if you're coming out at a roundabout and you are not doing effective observations, then how do you know it's safe? And that's what your instructor should have said to you, rather than telling you not to come out with a van. Because I tell my pupils to make sure that they do effective observations, then come out. So sometimes you can come out with a van, lorry, bus, whatever it is. Just make sure you're not in each other's path. Yeah? So there's two lanes now, and both of them go ahead. And they merge after the traffic lights. So keep an eye on the right-hand side lane. So remain in this lane, it's completely fine. But watch anybody in that lane that will merge with you over the traffic lights. Look in the right door mirror, we can see that blue car. He will come into your lane earlier. So he would merge with you here. Look in the right door mirror at the taxi driver. And the taxi driver merging with the car behind you. That's completely fine. At the roundabout, we're turning right again. So it's a third exit, turn right. So now start getting closer to the line. That's it. And we're going, no, you cancel the signal for a second. Where the bus stop is, now start your routine. That's fine. Mhm. Now do your effective observations.
You said second.
Third exit, turn right. Start looking to your right and start looking at why you would need to stop. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. That's lovely. Now cancel it because it's not necessary. We're going to take the next road on the left. It's after the last white car on the left. Mm-hmm. Keep the car straight. Keep it straight. And that's why we don't do what she's done there. Wait here. She's panicking. She doesn't need to do this. Keep your car straight, move forward, and don't turn in until you know it's safe. And now turning. And now we're going to stop here a second. Stop here a second. Stop a second. We're going to see what he's doing. Because this car, this van, was waiting for that car. Now we can go. So we are separate clusters. It's important that you realize the difference. The speed limit is 20 here. So we are going ahead, we are going to turn right at the end of this road, but we're not going to copy this car. Their driving standard is a little bit poorer than ours. They're slightly less experienced. So it's no big deal. So no, we're not going to signal yet because this road is not at the end. The end is there. You are very impatient, you know. We're turning right here. Okay, what side of the road are we on? Yeah, that's better. Take a big deep breath, okay? Now we're turning right here. So let people know where you're going. Good. So we're following the road ahead. The speed limit on this road is? That's fine. And we're going to stop here. She wasn't very happy, was she? I don't think she's happy being awake. At the end of this road, we are turning right, please. We're then going to do a test route together, and I'm gonna break that down for you. So this test route that I will be going over with you, a pupil passed on their test only 3 days ago doing this one. So we're going to go to the end of this road and we're going to turn right, please. Mhm. And now move forward and straighten up. Yeah, no problem. Would you understand that? Follow the road down. Would you understand the term knee-jerk reaction? Yeah. So if I said to you, you have a knee-jerk reaction, would you understand what that term means? So do you know, like your little brother slaps you, you slap him straight back like that, yeah? As soon as you see a car, the first thing you do, you hit your brakes. Your knee-jerk reaction should be to look in your rearview mirror first. So the first thing you should be doing is looking in your rearview mirror and assessing the effect you'll have. At the end of the road, turn right. Mhm.
Can go.
Take a deep breath. Everything is completely fine. It wasn't safe to go. Mhm. You're very impatient. Take your time. If it's not safe, you don't go. It's as simple as that. Yeah? We need you to pass this driving test for your child. Yeah, you need to pass the test, not just go for a driving test. So we need to prepare you and you need to believe it's correct and then apply that.
I feel like if I wait too long, I will do the mistake.
I know, I'm going to discuss that with you today. I'm going to deconstruct some things to you now and then we're going to go and do a test route together. So we're now going to pull up after these cars on the left near the test center. Anywhere here. Reduce the speed gently. And the slower you go, the closer you get. A little bit to the right, slow the car down, straighten the car, and come to a stop. Into park, handbrake on. Okay, I want to go through a couple of things with you. Can you cancel your signal for me? Okay, the first thing I want to discuss with you, driving slightly better, okay? But I want you to understand something with the speed that you travel at. You can travel at any speed that you think is appropriate when you're driving this car. Okay? So if the speed limit is 30, you can travel up to 30. But you travel at 30 all the time. If the speed limit is 20, you travel at 20 all the time. If the speed limit is 50, you travel at 50 all the time. When the speed limit is 70, you don't go over 55. Understand what I'm saying to you? You are making a very conscious decision to travel at X speed, whatever the speed is. I have no problem with that. The only problem I have is when I use the word knee-jerk reaction. You are too, watch me moving my feet, you're too quick with your decision. So, for example, if you are going to feed your child something, well, you're going to give your child something she wants to eat. You're going to give her something that she wants. If she's not eating the food, you're going to wonder why. You're traveling along a road that's wide, that's open, and there's no cars. You travel at 30, absolutely no problems at all. The road becomes narrow. There's cars on either side. First of all, the road becomes narrow. Then the road becomes cars on either side. That should make you travel slower. Then the road is bending to the right or bending to the left. Now, you are not Superwoman. You cannot see through cars. I can't see through cars. Nobody can. You can't see through walls. Now, to give you an example of that, that learner car in front of you that turned left. That car turned left. What she was doing, she was looking at the corner of the pavement to turn in. She was not looking into her road when she turned. So when she turned into the road, she saw the car. So the first thing she did, she emergency braked and stopped her car. You will fail your driving test for doing that. It's called a control stop. Why would you need to very quickly hit your brakes? You shouldn't need to. The only reason why you would emergency brake if it's something not in your control. Now, if she approached that turn like you did, 1 meter away from the curb, looked into her road before she decided to turn into that road, she would have then seen the car, stopped, the car would have come down the road, she would have traveled into the road. Am I absolutely clear on what she did wrong there? Then we stopped the car. The reason why we stopped the car, there was a car coming, there was the van. The van was not waiting for you, the van was waiting for the blue car. So you were not a part of that cluster. Would you understand what the term cluster means? Like a bunch of cars. So you were not with that bunch of cars. So because you were not with that bunch of cars, you would let that bunch go, then you would wait, let the sequence start again. Okay? I've noticed a fault with your driving. You know, when you turn right at the end of the road, you are not at the end of the road to turn right. Okay? When you go to the end of the road to turn right, you steer the car before you're at the end. Would you understand what I mean by that? Can you tell me what the problem with that is? Okay, let's say, for example, you come to the end of this road to turn right. This one here. Put my glasses on so I can see this road. So, Springfield Gardens. Let's say you want to turn into Springfield Gardens, and you come down this road, and you are turning right onto this road from Springfield Gardens. Yeah. So you're coming down. Your husband said, "Oh, come on, come on! I bought some nice food. Let's have a meal." And me, I want to go home. I live on that street. Now, when you when you are coming to the bottom of the road, you are traveling at 20 miles an hour, which is the maximum speed limit of that road. On this road, it's 30 miles an hour. So I'm coming very quickly to go into that road. Now, when you come to the bottom of this road, you start steering your wheels before you've come to the end. So you've changed your car's position before you're physically at the end of this road. Understand what I'm trying to say to you? I'm looking at my iPad, please. So you are changing position before you're at the end of your road. Now the problem you're gonna have with that is if you've got somebody like me coming on this road and turning right, to make it easier for you to understand, if you come to the end of that road and turn right, do you need to stop?
Yeah,
Okay, why? You are correct, but why? Simple reason why.
It's not safe if I go.
Okay, why? Is it because I have priority because I'm on this road?
No, they have the priority.
Yeah. So let's say, for example, I am on this road. I'm turning onto that road. I have priority, don't I? You wouldn't have priority if you come to the end of that road. Yeah. Okay. Now the problem you have with that is what you're doing. You stop there.
Should be here.
Every single. So let's say you're turning right. Every time you turn right, you stop there. Would you understand what I mean by that?
Yeah, what's wrong if I stay
Okay. I want to turn here. You do that. You do that. Can you see my problem? Do you see what you're doing wrong? Can you explain to me what you're doing wrong?
I have the other car's way. If I bring the other side, this can't go in.
Yes. And you're doing this everywhere you go. Every single right turn you make, you're doing this. Now, this situation has not come across yet. You have not come across it yet. You haven't done it wrong. You've never come across a junction where somebody's turned in with you turning out. It hasn't happened yet. This will happen to you on your test. So you need to get to the end of your road. You must keep your car straight. Now, how would you know that you are at the end of your road? Because you are almost at the end of every road you stop at. How would you know that you are at the end of your road? What if there's no lines there? How would you know? Okay, so how would you know? So let's say I'm saying to you, okay, so let's say, for example, you're coming down this road, I'm sat in the back of your car, and my eyes are closed. I am asking you, how do you know that you are at the end of your road?
The speed limit is changing.
Okay, so my eyes are closed. I'm saying, okay, how do you know that you are at the end of your road and you are not going to have an accident? How do you know as a driver? How would you know that you are at the end of your road and you will not have an accident with a car coming along this road? Let's say there was no cars parked here.
There's no way it's finished.
Yeah, and how are you referencing that in your car? How do you reference that? How do you know that you are at the end?
Is the curb here?
Okay, then start using that as a reference. No matter what happened, because you've only got a few days before you test, start using that as a reference. So what I do, I use my door mirror. I make sure my door mirror does not go past the end of that curb there. So like here, I make sure it doesn't go past the end of that curb there. That's how I know that my car is not in the junction. So when you go over the end, for me, we call it a junction. It means you are in the junction. Yep. Now, if you go into that junction and do not make effective observations, you will instantly fail your test. Effective observation doesn't mean just looking, it means looking properly. Now, that where you stop at the end of your road, you can only see in a straight line. So let's imagine this blue car is you. You are here and you look. You can only see there. You can only see there. But you can't see anything here until you do this. Then you can see here. Do you understand what I mean by that? Okay, that's one thing you're doing wrong that I want fixed now. The second thing you're doing wrong is when I mention when I mentioned to you knee-jerk reaction. You think with your right foot. You're doing this with your foot. You're thinking with your foot. You're not thinking with your head. So when you're approaching a road, look, analyze, rather than braking all the time. Sometimes you want to brake, which makes sense, but the car's slowing down. You don't need to brake. The purpose of you touching your brake pedal is to reduce the car's speed. But if the car's slowing down, you don't need to slow it down. But what do you want to slow it down to? That's the question you don't ask yourself. Do you understand what I'm saying to you there?
Mm-hmm.
You're slowing the car down, perfectly fine. But what do you want to slow down to? Because too fast is too fast, too slow is too slow. But what is too slow? So if I say to you, slow down to what? To 10 miles an hour? To 20, to 50, to 30, to 100? So my point I'm making to you, when you're slowing your car down, you haven't established what speed you're slowing down to. You need to now work this out. To give you an example of that, when we went up into that road and I said to you, at the end of the road, turn right, you turned right perfectly fine. When I said to you, oh, look, that woman, she's not in a happy mood. When you stopped your car, how did you stop your car and where did you stop your car?
Just before.
Okay. Now, when you stopped your car, why did you stop your car there?
Because she's coming fast and
Yeah, she was coming fast, wasn't she? Okay. How do you know she could get past you? How do you know she can get past you? How do you know? How do you know she can get past you without you getting into an argument with her?
Doesn't matter, right?
How do you know? Did you reference this? Did you?
Yeah, because I checked
Okay.
the car is not possible to move.
You or her? You both could not fit through. You're correct.
Yeah.
But where you stopped, did you give her enough space to come in and get out? You have to remember, not everybody's as good as you driving. When I'm driving my car, when I'm giving him space,
Mm-hmm.
I don't look at that car as an instructor. I don't care who's driving that car. I leave enough space for a transit van to get past me. So I leave more space than I need because you cannot judge his driving according to yours. Maybe you drive better than them.
Mm-hmm.
So where you're stopping, you are stopping too far to the right to give them enough space to go past.
Mm-hmm.
You are trying to give him space, like for him to turn left, right, and left. Now, that young lady's car was wider than yours. She needs more space.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to be a bit more empathetic. If he's a good driver, he'll go straight past you without a problem. But what if they're not a good driver? What if they're not as good as you?
Mm-hmm.
Then we're going up the road, and then we turned right at the end of the road, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yep. Now, when you got to the end of your road, as you were getting to the end of your road, the junction was open, so we can make good observations earlier. Now, your observations are very good when you're looking in the mirrors, but you need to look more regularly to both sides. So as you're approaching the junction, you should have looked to your left. You would see there's nobody. But could you see to your right? No. And what you did when you come out, you turned right and then you hit your brakes hard. Now we say expect the unexpected. So as you're turning, we say to you, expect the unexpected. Now you cannot see to your right, yet you are committing to that junction. What you should have done was slow down and stopped like you did, but then very, very gently come out, recognize there's somebody coming, then as you turned right, positioned as far to the left as you could, as early as you could to let the car go past you.
Okay.
She managed it perfectly fine.
But always they're giving way to learners. That's why I didn't stop the car.
I know.
She should give me the way, but
Why
she
should
didn't.
she? Why should she? I wouldn't
Because
give you
I'm
it.
learner.
So, when I'm driving this car, do you honestly think somebody gives me away?
They always giving. That's why
Okay.
the most of the time. I mean.
Well, I'm very rude. I won't give you away as a learner. I don't care. Even though I'm an instructor, I won't give you away. And that's what you need to see. You need to imagine your car as not as a learner car. Just because it has a learner permit doesn't give you a privilege. So, yes, you're going to make mistakes, but we're getting ready for the driving test. We need to be driving better than that person. So, As you turn to the right, as we were going down the road, you are not looking to the end of the road.
Yeah.
I need you to start doing this. I need you to look in your line of travel, not in your line of sight. Would you understand the difference?
Yeah.
Can you give me an example of what that means to you? So we speak the same language. So I'm saying to you now, take the next road on the right for the sake of argument. That is Springfield Gardens here. What's the
I'm
difference?
not looking further. As I see the right, I just turning straight out. This is the problems I know.
Stop doing it then.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a simple mistake. Stop doing it. Okay. When we got to the end of the road to turn right, now this is where most learners fail their driving test. You keep saying, "Oh, I could have gone. I could have gone." It wasn't safe. It wasn't. Where are you going to go? There is a big difference between hesitancy and stupidity. Okay? That's stupid what you're doing. It's not being hesitant. Hesitant is stopping at every junction that is clear. So, for example, when you got to that roundabout and I stopped you, yeah, that's stupid. Okay?
I was hurry up as well.
No. I'll explain my problem with what you did there, okay? But for you to wait at that roundabout was safe.
Yeah, it's safe, but I don't know why I do hurry up. I'm going fast.
No, it's okay. We're not delivering Uber Eats, so it's okay. Okay. Now, when you got to the end of the road, when you get to a roundabout, it doesn't matter who is in any lane. You must not come onto the roundabout if anybody on your right is coming round the roundabout. It doesn't matter what lane they're in. Okay? Because you will interfere with any of them lanes. So you will affect both them lanes because you're turning right. Now, once your driving becomes better and you create more muscle memory and you're not on a driving test, then you make a judgment call I'm not responsible for. But while you're in my car, I expect you to understand the difference between turning left at a roundabout and turning right. If you're turning left, you're not going to affect that car on the right because he was turning right on the roundabout. We assume. But we don't know. We're not sure because he wasn't signaling. So he could have come off the roundabout on exit 2, which would have been to your left. We don't know. It's a complication we don't want. So what the easiest thing for you to do is to pause at the roundabout, make sure it's safe and go. Now, even if you stop at a roundabout that was perfectly safe to go and you do it once or twice, it's not a problem. You will not fail your exam. But if you do something irrational, like silly, you'll instantly fail your test. And you're working too hard for this, and you have a lot of money tied up in this. Yeah? So I would rather you go for your driving test and you pass it than we sit here and you grow old with me, okay? So it's important that we do that. Now, when you're traveling in a car, keep your speed reasonable, but traveling too fast is silly. So travel at a speed that you can process what you're doing. So I'm not saying if the speed limit is 70, travel at 70.
Yeah, what do you mean? If it's the way is 20, what shall I?
So
What?
if it's 20, the road is clear, there's no obstructions on either side, then go 20. But it's hard to maintain 20. I mean, have you tried maintaining 20? It's almost impossible for me.
I'm just like 2021, but not above.
Okay,
Below.
then why not try 18, 19?
Because my other instructors say just keep it between 20 and 21. Or 19 and 20. Not 18.
Which one? Which one?
The before.
Oh, no, I'm not saying that. I'm saying which one makes sense to you. You're a very intelligent woman. Which one makes sense to you?
To be honest, I don't know the rule in England, but I have to believe you
So my question to you is legally, the legal speed limit of that road is 20.
Yeah. But he always says keep it 19 and 20.
Okay.
Or 21. This is the maximum.
So the maximum speed limit on that road is 20.
Yeah.
So what's the maximum speed you can travel at?
20.
There we are. I'm sorry, I don't understand condescending. and I mean that with the greatest of respect. So perhaps 18, 19, 20, 18, 19, 20 is better than 20, 21, 22.
No, he said don't go that 21, but
Okay.
21 is acceptable, but just keep it 19, 20.
Okay. Now, you know, the problem is if you try and keep 20 and you're going downhill, you'll hit 22. You'll hit 23 because you're going downhill. It's harder to maintain. So it's harder to keep your car at an appropriate speed. So my argument with you is what your last instructor said, ignore it. It doesn't make sense. Yeah? So this route was used on the 4th of April. And this man passed his driving test with 2 minors. Okay, so over here, when you're doing a driving test, once my sat nav wakes up, I don't know why it's doing this. It'll wake up in a second, if not I'll reboot it. Generally speaking, when you're doing a test in Horseworth, you'll find the driving test is approximately 9 miles, 10 miles. Yeah, so that's like like an area you cover. When you do a driving test in Hayhills, the driving test is 6.5 to 7 miles. There is a difference, okay? Now, the reason why the test here is less is simply because, more here is because the roads move faster. That's it. Now, here, we've got 27-minute route. You can see the route it takes there, and it's 7 miles. Yeah, so that's what it's showing us in terms of what we're going to do. Now, you have an option of me letting you drive on this test route. I'm not even speaking to you, letting you manage it on your own. Or I can give you running commentary. What would you like?
I will do this one because I don't have any experience with the.
Okay, so shall I stay quiet in the car or shall I talk you through this?
I will follow.
You will arrive at your destination at
Yeah.
1:40 p.m.
Okay. Look at my face a minute. Do you see me get a little bit worried then, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, let me explain a couple of things about sat nav to you. Okay? Can you get a little bit closer to the sat nav? I want to show you something. Get a bit closer. Can you see that white marker there? That white marker.
Just turning right.
Yes, that is your next job, your next thing you must do. That arrow is you. The blue is where you're going eventually as well. Yards, 340 yards. Give me an idea of what you think 340 yards looks like.
I think after this bend,
Mm.
turning right.
Okay, 340 yards is about 34 car spaces.
34
Car spaces. Does that give you an idea? Yeah. Okay. That is telling you your next instruction. That is telling you the instruction after. Yeah. Over here, it's telling you the time 1:15, 1:42. 1:42 is when you finish your route. Over here, 7 miles is this test route. Over here, 27 minutes is how long it's going to take you to do it. So over here, I'm filming so you can watch this later on as well. So over here, you can see that the test route 1:42 is when you'll finish. That white arrow there is showing you your next instruction that you're going to be doing. The 7 miles is how long the whole test route will take you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Now, when you start your test with your examiner, for the first few minutes, he may say to you, okay, I want you to follow instructions until the sat nav kicks in. What that means is the sat nav might be cold. Now, your test is an early morning test. Sometimes examiners come in slightly later. So you might be his first test. That means his GPS has not been turned on. So he might say, okay, follow my voice. And then once the sat nav starts talking to you, follow the sat nav. Now you will be doing 20 minutes of sat nav driving only, but you will be doing it on your own. Now, when you do sat nav driving, you will not be told where to go. The sat nav will tell you where to go. What you must understand with sat nav, Sat nav is generic. It's like it doesn't see roadworks. It doesn't see a policeman standing in the road telling you that the road's blocked. Sat nav, this route that's in here, these sat navs are updated monthly. So we plug these into the Wi-Fi and it automatically updates the roads. But if the speed limit has changed here last night, my sat nav won't show it. Also, the metadata, the underlining data that does TomTom, this is changed every month or two. Leeds changes every day. So where you live now, it hasn't changed for a little while. But you go into Leeds City Centre, by the calls, if you go around the one-way system, it changed yesterday. It changed 2 weeks ago. It changed 3 weeks before then. So it's constantly evolving. So the sat nav is a guide. You are absolute. You need to make sure that whatever the sat nav is telling you, that you understand. Every time you come onto a new road, give the sat nav a chance to work out that you have straightened up on the new road. Then look at your sat nav, look at where it's sending you. Now, when I'm here, when I'm moving off with my sat nav, I am looking at where it's asking me to turn. So the black lines are the roads. That's where it's telling me to go. So every 3 or 4 seconds, look at your sat nav, look at the road. Look at your sat nav, look at the road. So you start to familiarize yourself with where you need to go. Now, your last instructor did not go over sat nav with you, so let's hope this instructor teaches you how to use it. Okay, so I'm going to go quiet in the car. I'm going to let you do a little bit of driving on your own. Okay, so we're going to follow this sat nav, and this is a full route that was used 3 days ago. Okay, so move off when you're ready, and let's see how we kind of get on.
After 300 yards, turn right, then turn left.
So the second instruction, don't get stressed. It doesn't mean it's immediate. It means it's going to be reasonably soon. So now look at your sat nav again. Yes, you're right.
Turn right, then turn left.
So don't worry about the turn left yet. So now look at the sat nav, and you can see the turn is like at a 45-degree angle. So it's not a 90-degree angle. So don't get duped. Don't go wrong with the sat nav. So look at it again. So it's not far. It's about 23 car spaces.
200 yards, turn left.
It's not here. It's right up there. So it's past the car. But look at the shape of the turn. So it's not a 90-degree turn. So don't fall for it. It's not down there. It's there. Because there's 2 roads here.
Turn left.
So it's not this road. It's Wood Lane here. That's it. And I'm now going to ask you to park anywhere on the left here. Anywhere on the left here. Interesting. There you go. Okay, park the car. Put the parking brake on. So apply the parking brake. Lovely. Okay, when asked to park up on the left, how do you normally park? What's the routine that you use?
Find a suitable place.
And you did. What's the next part of the routine?
Check the mirror.
Okay, what do you do next?
Then signal.
Did you?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Now the problem with that is that young lady with her mum, she wouldn't know what you're doing. So it's very important that you check your mirror and you signal. Okay, so now the sat nav is going to ask you to turn left at the end of the road. The end of the road is a dual carriageway. So they may warn, so when you park up here, it may say to you, follow your sat nav, it's a dual carriageway. Some of them get a little bit nervous. It's a dual carriageway. Go on, it says. Mhm.
After 100 yards, turn left. Turn left.
Where's the end of the road? Are you at the end of your road? That's better, much better. See, now you can get a better view to your right. Mm-hmm.
After 400 yards, cross the roundabout.
Will you stop
second
predicting
exit.
everything? There was nothing wrong with what you did. You too. Stop bringing yourself down. But to answer your question, you did not need
Cross
to
the
give them way.
roundabout. Second exit.
You had right of way there. You had priority there until they walk into the road. Where we going now?
Second.
Yeah, we'll go then. Hmm. Get ready, your signal. Go on, what's up? Was there a problem there?
Yeah.
What was it?
Slow.
What's that?
Slow. Did I go slow?
I don't know. I'm asking you. You're asking me a question.
Keep right.
You're asking me a question. I'm asking you a question.
It wasn't safe. Did I move?
Amber, do you know what her problem was?
There was a bus
Okay.
and she didn't slow down.
What for the bus? What side was the bus on?
Left.
So did she have to give way to the bus?
Yes.
Why? It's on the left. She's at roundabout. Okay. No.
Why should I not give it? Because buses are priority.
No. The bus was no. You carry on going along this road. You moved into the right hand side lane, then back to the left on the roundabout. Yes. That's what you would have failed your test on.
I thought because of the bus.
No, the bus was completely fine. The bus was on your left. The bus has to give way to you. That's why he was looking at you. Yeah? Does that make sense? Take a deep breath. Okay? Everything will be fine. I've even pulled my sleeves up now. We're going to get this mission done. Now go into lane 2.
400 yards, turn right. Then turn left.
Mm-hmm. Ignore that. So we'll keep going. Stay in this lane. I'm going to guide you now, okay? So now looking at your right middle red traffic light. Reduce your speed. Go into this box.
Turn left.
More to the right. Now straight in the car. Look in the left door mirror. Move forward. Stop at the line, but keep a little bit to the left. Here. Stop here. Now stop here and look at the white car and the white van. Keep the signal on. We can go now. The light's gone green. We can go. Come on, go. Now keep on the left of the road that you're going into. This is lovely. That's fine. Continue going ahead. Sit back in your seat and relax. Look in your rear view mirror. Now look at your sat nav. You're going to take
After
the next road on the
100
left.
yards,
Start your routine.
turn left.
As you turn in, don't go too fast, but
Turn
keep your speed
left.
constant. Start turning in. Come off the gas a little. Look at that car. Good. Now look in your rear view mirror. The speed limit is 20. Now look at the sat nav and look at your next instruction. What's it telling you to do? Yeah, but at the top, what's it telling you to do? The next big instruction. at the roundabout in half a mile. Good. So now we know that at the roundabout we're going to turn right. So follow the road ahead. At the end of this road we are turning left, but then we're going to get to a roundabout that we need to turn right on. Am I correct in that? Yeah. So as we go to the end of the road and turn left, if there's more than one lane, go into the far right hand side lane. Yeah. And look behind you as well. So look in your rearview mirror. You don't have to keep braking. The car slows down. It's fine.
It's goes 21, that's why.
Okay. Well then. Okay, that's fine. I'll show you how to fix that. Okay. So at the end of this road, we are turning left. Now we can see a little bit of red on the floor, can't we? But we're going to go on that side. That means there's a cycle lane at the end of your road. So be aware of cyclists. So come to the left of your lane, straighten the car, and go. We're going to turn left here. That's fine. Now, if there's more than one lane, go to the right and go to lane 2. If there's one lane, keep on the right of your lane. So currently the speed limit's 30.
After 400 yards, go right on the roundabout, third exit, then ahead.
So now there's 2 lanes, so we're going to keep in the right hand side lane. So we're going to follow the sign for Harrogate and York. Yeah. Signal properly, that's fine. It's fine. Now start assessing your
Go right
roundabout.
on the roundabout, third exit, then ahead. Keep left.
Now, if any of them cars come onto the roundabout, we have to wait. But we're going to wait. Keep moving forward, girl. Come on, move forward. Stop at your line. Bit more, bit more, bit more. Here. We stop here. Take a deep breath. Your last instructor was shit. He was bad, okay? It's as simple as that. Now look to your right. Focus to your right. Now we have a gap there, but now we don't because the black car's coming. We still don't have a gap. It's still not safe. We can go now. Go. Keep to the right and go around. That's it. Gently keep steering. Keep steering. And now signal to exit while you're doing your mirror checks. Now coming to the left-hand side lane and start accelerating. Yeah, keep going. Accelerate. Start picking up speed. Cancel your signal. Now, look at the sat nav. What's it telling you?
800 yards, turn left.
In 800 yards. That means in 80 car spaces, which is really where the traffic lights are. So that's warning us of traffic lights, and the white car was braking. That means the lights are red. So we're not going to go too fast. Off your brake, off your brake. Look at the traffic lights. Now we're going to slow down for them. So signal left, reduce your speed.
Turn left.
Good. Now we're going to slow the car down, and we're going to stay in this lane, but we're turning left. We're following the sign for Adel. Here, we're turning left, yeah? Now look in your left door mirror. We're looking out for motorcyclists, e-scooters, any joggers, anyone. Look in the left door mirror again and go. So we're going to go into the left lane. Don't go too fast so you can process what's going on. Come into your lane. Keep rolling forward. Look at the top of the road. That's fine. Good. And we're going to follow the road ahead. Look at the sat nav. It's telling us we're going to follow the road down to the right. Good. We have priority over oncoming vehicles. But just because we do doesn't mean that it's safe to do so. So somebody could be shooting down the road. So now look at the sat nav. In 500 yards, we're turning left. That's usually where the bus stop is. You'll see the bus stop on the left. You will see a bus stop on the left, not the one on the right. Can you see it up there? It's somewhere around
After
there.
300 yards, turn left.
Not here. There's the bus stop. Can you see it on the left? So it's this left turning here.
Turn
And now
left.
we're going into a 20 zone. Look up into the road as you're going in. So it's 20. Keep your speed between 15 and 20. Take a bit of gas off. Don't get there too fast. Now look at the end of this road. Move a little to the right and we can see the red car. Now where that triangle is, warning you of the bend, be careful as you're going round. That's where most people fail when they go round. They hit the pavement. Don't go too fast. And I'm saying that because you hit the gas hard. Now move a little bit to the right and keep this speed. This is okay. You can predict anything coming towards you. The speed is good. That's it. And you can see the pavement, it's all scratched where every learner hits the car. A little bit to the right. So if you look at the sat nav, it's telling you we're turning right at the end of this road. Now this is again where learners fail their test because the junction
After
is not
200
straight,
yards, turn right.
it's staggered. That means when you go to the end of the road, look at your positioning of your vehicle. So look at the white line that divides you. We're turning right here.
Turn right.
Now they've only just painted this. Now follow the curve. Good. Straighten your front wheels and then stop. Stop. Make sure you look to your right properly before you go. We're turning right here. Along there. Have you not been here before? This is adult. Most of your test routes go through adult. Again, when you go home, you can curse your ex-driving instructor. You can put some salt in his tea for him. So now we're going to take the next road on the left. Look at the sat nav. Now that's telling you what the speed of your car is, not the speed limit. Okay? So it's not telling you the speed limit, just what the speed is of your car. That's telling you your GPS speed. So we are taking the next road on the left. Is there a particular reason why you drop your speed down to about 8? Okay, so what speed should you drop your speed down to?
After
Then that is a better
200
speed.
yards, turn left, then turn right.
This is too slow, it's uncomfortable.
It's 20.
Okay, Anna, yeah,
Turn
okay.
left,
Turn left
then
here.
turn right. Turn right, then turn left.
When you go home, I'll send you a link to this live video. Show me where it was 20. Okay? It was 20, then it changed. Look in front of you. Go when it's safe. Come on. That's it. Slow yourself down. Look at the black Jeep. Angle the car. Move forward. Move forward. Angle the car. And now go. Now look at your sat nav. It's telling you at the traffic light, turn left.
After 200
This is a crossing.
turn left.
Stop thinking with your brain. Start thinking and start processing.
Turn left.
Go on then. Gonna take the next road on the right. This one here. We're then gonna follow the sat nav at some point, okay? Why are you stopping? That's right. We're now gonna find a safe place to park on the right. Anywhere along this road. Yep. What?
Yeah, isn't it?
Okay. Into park. Handbrake on. Cancel the signal. Okay. Have a bit more belief when you're driving, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You drive wonderful when you are confident driving.
Mm-hmm.
You're driving fine, but you're questioning yourself too much. Okay? So do you know what you're doing, what we call second guess? Every single time you want to do something, you tell yourself, should I be doing it? And you're having a discussion. I can see, when I look at your face, I can see you talking to yourself. You're having a discussion. Don't. When you give yourself an instruction, follow it. If it's wrong, I'll tell you. Okay. Question. When you are pulling up on the right, how do you know? Have you done this with your instructor?
Mm-hmm.
What do you do? Tell me what you're supposed to do.
I said just stay anywhere safe and convenient, then give a signal and bring the car.
How do you do it then? How do you bring the car in?
Check the mirror, give the signal, then.
Okay, so you check your mirrors and you did. You signaled and you did. What do you do then? Do you check into your blind spot?
No.
Why?
Well, I never check.
No. What I mean is, why wouldn't you check? Is there any reason why we should be checking?
In car is coming.
You can see a car in your rear view mirror.
Yeah.
Anybody else? What's the speed limit on this road?
20.
Who can ride at 20
The cycle.
and you're not looking out for them?
Mm-hmm.
So we're in agreement. Where's your right blind spot? Brilliant. You need to be looking there before you change direction.
I don't know.
Okay. Can you tell me what I mean by changing direction?
Stay in the right.
Yeah.
Well,
Do you know
left
where?
to the
Yeah.
right.
So can you show me what you mean by steer? So if you do that much, you need to look in your right blind spot. Whatever you do, you look in your right blind spot. You will fail your test if you don't. Okay? So you check your mirrors, signal right, and you did that. But blind spot check, then come in. Everything else is fine.
Okay.
Now, you know when you look into your left at this driveway, on the right. So if you're parking here and there's a driveway, clear it. Either park further forward or back.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry about that because that's not affecting you.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, reverse 2 car spaces. You just turned it off. It's fine, it's fine. Mhm. You don't need to signal. The reason why you don't need to signal, there's nobody coming towards you and there's nobody behind you. You're on your brake. Come off your brake and the car will move. Stop a second.
At the end of the
Okay,
road, turn
ignore
right.
that now for a second. Okay, you know when you're reversing, what speed should you be reversing at? So how do you reference how fast you move?
Slowly, but I don't know
Okay,
the
if I say to you, you should not be reversing more than your grandmother's walking pace. Would that make sense to you?
Yeah.
So, for the sake of argument, if I'm saying to you, you're traveling too fast now, would you understand what I mean by that? Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
There's 2 reasons for that. First of all, you can't look around. Secondly, if you are coming away from the pavement, you will not know. Can you tell me what I've just said to you? The second part of what I've said. When you are coming away, you will not know.
Is it hit the
Yes. So while you're reversing and you are looking through the back window, I'm looking there.
Yeah.
Because if you come away from the curb, you're going to fail your test.
I always check this mirror.
That's perfect. It's brilliant.
Okay.
But I'm marking you by how far from the curb you're coming. Now, I've said to you, reverse 2 car spaces, staying reasonably close to the curb. That means if you steer to the left, the front wheels will hit the pavement and the back of the car will go out, it will go into the road. If you steer to the right, the front of the car will go into the road and the back wheels will hit the pavement. But you won't know that because you're looking at the back window.
Yeah, but it's straight. That's why.
Brilliant. I needed you to say that. You're right. Is this road perfectly straight?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe it won't be on your test. Maybe you'll do it slightly further forward. So you need to look at how close you are to the curb. Because if you are 3 inches or 2 inches away from the curb, you'll hit it. With a very slight turn on the steering wheel, you won't sense it. So while you're looking over your left shoulder and looking here, pay attention to how close you are to the curb. The closer you are to the curb, the harder it is to reverse. Because if you clip the curb, so if you brush the curb, you won't fail your test. But if the curb is a drop down curb, you will not feel touching the curb, you'll fail your test. So if it's a drop curb like that there, like a driveway, we call that a drop curb. If you go onto the drop curb, you won't feel it. Or if it's where pedestrians cross. So sometimes, you know, for blind people, they'll put, or for people that find it difficult to see, you'll see them yellow stones on the floor. They look like Lego pieces. You won't even feel going onto there. Okay? So I want you to reverse, but I want you to pay attention to that right door mirror as well. Okay? Slow it down. Slow it down. There. The speed is perfect. I know it feels very slow. But if you're going to make a mistake, you'll predict it. That's right. And move off when you're ready. When you put a handbrake on, pull it upwards. That's it. Yeah. Now move off when you're ready. We're going to take the next road on the left. Ignore the sat nav. Remember the speed limit. Take the next road on the left. This one here. And take the next road on the left again, please. And you're now going to follow your sat nav. So at the end of this road, it's telling you to turn right. So this speed is reasonable, no faster. Signal again. No, keep your steering straight. Move forward a little bit more. Remember the reference I gave you with your door mirror. Your door mirror at the end of the pavement. There. This is perfect. When you want to go, when you think it's safe, then you go. But this is correct now where you've stopped rather than where you were stopping previously. Don't drop your speed to less than 15. You're supposed to have a reduced constant speed when you go over a speed bump. Now look at your sat nav. Can you see that white dot, that white arrow? That's your next instruction. So keep an eye on it so you begin to understand it. Look at the speed change. So when it tells you to bear left, we're going to go inside Asda car park. So you and I are going to do a drive-in bay park. So once you go past Holtway, signal left. Don't go too fast. Now signal left. Slowly go into the car park, and we're going to go to the right of the car park. So we're going to go to the right. Into the car park. That's it, yeah. We're now going to follow the car park around to the left and then take the next road on the left. Mhm. And we're going to go left again. The car park is lovely and empty, so we're going to stop anywhere around here because it's quiet and it's everyone's at home enjoying themselves and I use out working. Ignore the sat nav. So we're going to park here for a moment. So let's go into park and put your handbrake on for a second. Oh, flick it upwards. That's it, yeah. Okay, come off your brake, relax a few minutes. Okay, tell me how you bear park, drive in.
If I park on the left, I will stay on the right side.
Okay,
Then
when?
choose which
Okay,
based on my shoulder,
okay,
then football. Then I go
okay.
inside.
Where's your left blind spot? Here.
Yeah.
Okay, make sure you signal left.
And
Make sure you look into your left blind spot. Then travel into that bay. Do not overhang the bay. Do you understand what I mean by that? Don't let the front. Can we see that white car there? Yep.
yeah.
Now, you see how that car's just stopped and the bumper is not over the pavement? Make sure my bumper is not over the pavement.
Okay.
You'll damage the car.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. Let's see how you do it. Okay. Mhm. Okay.
But the kind is different.
Okay. Then do it with the next bay. Plenty of bay. It's quiet. Why not line up with your door mirror? If you say it's a bigger car, let's try that.
Mine, this
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Now, before you go into the bay, what is in the sit now? How would you know that you stopped in the center of your bay? How would you know that your car is perfectly aligned? Look in that bay. What's in the middle? Okay, that's in the middle, yeah? That line in the middle, when it goes towards the trolley bay, can you see the Asda big trolley sign? That should be in the middle of your bay with my sat nav. That's how you know you are perfectly aligned in that bay. Yeah, let's try.
right now.
Okay,
Right side reverse it.
okay, okay. You misunderstand what I'm saying to you.
So
Line your door mirror up with the line. But when you finish in the bay, that green sign should be in the middle of my car.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Now,
Okay, go for it, go. Yeah, yeah. Move very slowly, okay? Let's go. Don't let it go quick. Now look at the sign, which is what we agree. Keep looking at the trolley bay sign. Keep looking at that sign. When that sign is straight with the middle of my car, then straighten your wheels. Go for it a little bit more, but don't overhang. When you're happy, go into park and put the handbrake on. Go into park, handbrake on. Are you finished? It's a question they will ask you. They will say to you, are you finished? It's up to you. If you're not finished, you can fix it. If you are finished, you say yes. You take your feet off the pedals.
yeah, I think so.
Open the door, have a look.
Yeah.
Can you see the line?
Mm-hmm.
How close are you to that line? Brilliant, as long as you're not touching it. Yeah, on my side, fine. Even though you fight, doesn't matter. You are not touching the line. It's perfectly reasonable. Okay, let's reverse out of the bay. So let's reverse this way. So the front of the car goes that way. So we drive out that way. Okay. Now it might need a little bit of gas because you're on a hill. Mhm. That's fine. Come to a stop. And then going to drive. We're going to go down there and turn left. We'll then follow the sat nav. When you turn to the left, I'm going to ask you to stop. I want to point something out to you. Okay? Yes. Yeah. We are.
Do one more.
No, we are gonna. We're not finished yet. I'm going to take you back to test center yet. We are gonna. Don't worry. But when you turn left, yeah, I want you to stop. So when you turn to left, I want you to stop. Can you see that giveaway? Good. Come to the left. I'm going to explain it to you. I want you to stop the car here a second and stop here where we are now. Okay. Now. Okay. Going to park. There's nobody here, so it's safe. Going to park so I can talk to you. Handbrake on. Okay, you have a giveaway here. If there's anyone coming along into this car park, you must stop.
Give way.
No, you just stop. They've got nowhere to go. Now you have a giveaway here for the people on your left as well. So you have to wait here, look there. I promise you there will be somebody there. 100% somebody will be coming. It's a very busy car park. It's very busy with learners and with shoppers. So when like today, Sunday, driving test center's closed. Tomorrow it's going to be open. So there'll be about 20 cars practicing here. There will be people coming on their test. There will be people like us practicing as well. So it's very busy. So pause. When there's cars here, look through the windows. Don't just go. So stop, look. If you see a car where that car is now, where the brown car is, wait here until you know they are going round. Because if she moves forward, you have a giveaway. You must make sure you understand that. And if she's coming along this road, you wait. Okay? Also, when you come to the end of here, you'll be turning left. You'll be turning left over here and left up there. So you'll be going left, left, and left. When you are coming out of this car park, if there is any bus coming along here, there is a 50-50 chance of him coming into this car park. He will be coming here on your right. This is where they park. So this is Haltdale, sort of like it's like a bus terminus where they park. You have one. No, you don't have one actually where you live. So it's very important that you realize that. And also, the road bends over here. So as you're coming over here, most of the buses turn into here. The odd one bus goes down the road where the number 20, where the 20 sign is, but most of them turn into here. So sorry, go ahead, turn into here. So when you're coming to the end of this road, please make sure that you look out for cars, you look out for buses here. Yep, move off when you're ready now. So going to drive, move off, turn left, and left again, please. Now look to the top on the left and don't hit the pavement. Look to the top. There isn't a bus here today. They're not working today. Mhm. But you must look for the bus. So now we're going to follow the sat nav, but it's going to make you turn left anyway. But look to the top of the road for another bus.
Turn left.
So here, carrying going up at the end of the road, we're turning left according to the sat nav. But if there was a van coming down, you would let the van come down because the road's narrow. So make sure you're aware of them. Now, usually, if there was any car on the left on this main road, they will all be coming down this road. So it's shortcut they use. He will more than likely turn left. There we are, see? Although I know most people turn, not all. It's 20 here. Not all. It's very important that you realize that. So some people turn, not all. So if you're not sure, you wait until they start turning in. Now, if we look at the sat nav, it's telling us we're going to turn left and then turn right. Generally speaking, that means you will turn left at the end of this road, then at the traffic lights, you'll be turning right. The speed limit here is still 20.
At the end of the road, turn left. Then take the second right. Turn left. Then take the second right.
Keep angling. Now, we've got a sign there saying joining traffic, not signal controlled. That means where the traffic lights are not working, which is where that car's just come out from that 20 zone, he should not have done that. That was wrong for him to do that. He should have gone with the flow of traffic. With the flow of traffic means he should have waited until we go, then gone with us. You'll understand it once you watch the video in your home. So now let's move forward and we can park behind him. Now we can go. So we're going to go ahead. We move back to our side of the road, keep going, and then at the traffic lights, we're turning right. So now look in your mirrors, don't signal. Look at what lane you need to go into. Now start your routine. Yep, go into your lane. Like this, don't get scared. Like this. Don't fight my hands. Move forward. Now turn. Turn now. Okay. Go then. Keep on the right and follow the road ahead. So as we're going down this road, there may be places where you will need to stop. We call that the hold back position, like here. So if them cars are coming up, you don't have priority. The obstruction's on your side. But make sure you can see past the obstruction. So move a little bit more to right and then stop here. Stop where you are. Here. Now look in your right door mirror. We can now go. See, you are at least halfway into the road, so you can see past the obstruction. Now move back onto your side. 30 here. And there will possibly be two more times where you will have to stop again. especially on this road, Tinsel Lane, very busy. So during the day, weekdays, it's so busy, you're stopping every 10 yards. Now they are standing in the road, reduce your speed. Take a wide turn, just in case they're getting something out of the car. Carry on. That's telling you your speed, not the speed limit. Then stop dropping your speed so rapidly. It doesn't make sense. This speed is good, it's healthy. Now you're going to go over the speed limit. Try and keep it at 27, 28. Now, there will be more cars parked on the left again. At the end, you'll see them there. And there's some parked on the right, there will be some parked on your side. Now, you can see past the white van from here. So if there's anyone coming up the road, you would have to be careful. During the day, cars are parked. It's legal, they can do. And look, on your side, you have the problem again. At the end of the road, you are turning left. So reduce your speed, go over the line. Now start your routine for turning left.
Turn left, then bear right.
Now come back into your lane. We're turning left here. So look to your right, be safe. Go. If not, we're going to wait for the cyclist. Keep on your side.
Bear right.
Ignore
then
that.
Turn left.
So take the next road on the left.
Turn left.
Signal. And now turn and stay close to the curb. Yes, beautiful. Well done. Got good. Go faster. The road does not finish. So don't worry. Your road has to continue. So it won't just randomly stop. But you need to travel at an appropriate speed. Just out of curiosity, how fast are you going? You're doing about 25 then, weren't you? He's managing 25 very easily. So that answers your question about looking into your blind
After
spot.
300 yards, you have reached your destination.
And we're now going to find a safe place to park on the left where we started off. And stop after the bin where the curb comes
You have
up.
reached your destination.
Signal off. Okay, relax now. Okay, that was a whole test route we did. Do you see, in terms of the actual test route itself, wasn't hard. The route's not hard. There's a little bit of discussion that you have with yourself that you need to stop. You need to stop having a full-on discussion. What you're doing is when you're sometimes doing something, you're telling yourself not to do it. Then you're telling yourself to do it, then not do it, then do it, then not do it, then do it, then not do it. In the meantime, Ayub's trying to talk to you and he can't. Yeah? Okay. In terms of that's a whole test route. That's typically what you could be doing on your driving test. That was done 4 days ago, that test route. And he passed on that, so it wasn't hard. Yeah, it's not hard. Okay, I'm gonna turn this off, and you're gonna then view this when you go home.